Not yet. Okay. Are we live? All right. We are back for this month's delivery brief. I'm Mary Camacho, the Executive Director here at Holo. I'm here with Alistair Ong, our Product Director, and we are going to be talking through what's been going on this last month and where we're headed. So today, I'm really excited to share the news about our significant infrastructure advancement with the launch of our cloud nodes and our web bridge on the Holo network. This is all the work that we were doing in Q1 of this year. We previously shared our roadmap in a blog. It's still coming on the way. It'll be coming on the new website when that comes out, but you can find it on one of our previous blog posts that we've pushed out. And we delivered on our Q1 goals. This is super exciting. This is a strategic evolution in how really decentralized applications can bridge to traditional web environments, because through this, you're really, cloud nodes are providing always online, full arc nodes. They maintain complete data availability for holochain applications, so peer-to-peer holochain applications. And we have geographic placement of nodes that are really where people want them in the world. And then the web bridge is creating the crucial connection point, really, that enables, the standard browser-based HTTP requests to get access to Holochain's distributed hash tables and the data within them. So this is really substantial for us, and we're excited to have this out there. We were doing something somewhat similar, but really far more limited on the legacy network. But with the new deployments and with everything now coming together and working on the allograph network for Holo, we have solved the synchronous interaction challenge between nodes that enables data availability even when some participants are going offline. Applications can scale more efficiently using a mix of full and zero arc nodes. We're enabling cross-ecosystem compatibility with things like we saw in the past with NFTs, with web pages, mobile apps, and IoT devices. These are things that we're really working to make enabled with having an always-on node on our cloud. So this is exciting. The other big thing is that network resilience is enhanced when you can actually have all of the different validations happening. So we talk a lot about this in the blog post that just came out, I believe, earlier this week on Monday or Tuesday. And it goes through some use cases. So it's a really great read. I highly encourage that. What's really exciting about what we did in the last few weeks is we did some performance breakthroughs. And we have a customer, Hum, that's already experienced a 5 times improvement in page load times by integrating the web bridge on the new network. So this is real world impact that we're seeing now. Nick Haslam, the founder of Hum Hive, he said this unlocks a pathway for creators to become discoverable in a decentralized hosting world. You guys have been asking about how do we do things with Holochain and how do we make this real in a context that actually real users can experience. That's what Hum is doing with their product. That is what they're doing now, hosted on Holo. So this is super exciting. I think this is more than just a technical advancement. This is about making it easy, containerized workloads, peer-to-peer nodes. This fundamentally expands the opportunities for application developers using Holochain, and it shows that decentralized architectures can deliver performance. So we're exciting about this. Looking ahead to Q2, what we're going to be focused on is making deployments easy for projects and their technical teams. You're going to see us launch our new website. We're going to be enabling customer registration and all of the technical automations with network APIs and the security so that developers can deploy Holochain applications directly on Holo themselves. We'll also be enabling some UI hosting, which is really critical. This is going to work for Holochain applications, and then it's really going to transition to be more generally supporting static asset hosting. Static asset hosting is what underpins everything in Web 2 today when we talk about websites being hosted on the cloud. So this is important because this is enabling us to be able to serve directly Holochain applications, but also more generalized hosting on the distributed Holo network. So this is great for the developers listening. You'll be really happy to know that all of our deliveries this quarter are what is going to make Holo easy for you to use because it's going to be a more standard approach, as compared to other cloud services that you're used to doing hosting with. All right. So that's our update today. Really quick, really straightforward, and to the point. Hitting our delivery timelines and starting to make things easy for hosts and their developers, or sorry, application developers in the future. So let's move into question and answer time. Alistair, are you coming in? I think the first ones you're going to take.
Sure. Hi everyone. So yeah, I'll take the first few questions. So the first one, the introduction of Allograph seems like a significant shift. How does it fit into the original vision of Holo and HoloFuel, and when can we expect HoloFuel to be fully operational? So it seems like a shift, and it is a big, it's significant enhancements, and I would say that it actually fits very well to the original vision and the intent of Holo and HoloFuel. Holo fundamentally is about driving adoption by making it more compatible, HoloChain more compatible with Web 2 and so on. And as you've heard from Mary, WebBridge does that. Cloud Nodes makes things easier. Fundamentally, we're trying to make it much easier to build and scale HoloChain applications. And with HoloFuel, the intent, well, the HoloFuel has always been about being a compute-backed currency, and the more types of compute you can back it with, then the better. And so expanding the Holo network to support more and different types of compute will strengthen HoloFuel as a type of currency. When do we expect HoloFuel to be fully operational? That's a question that you'll have to ask the folks at Unit. Moving on to the next question, is the Allograph network fully functional and taking new customers? So the simple answer is yes, it's fully functional, and we do have, and we are taking on customers. We are in the process of migrating customers on board right now. And as Mary said, with our focus in Q2 will be making it much easier for customers to onboard and self-service on the network. Third question, is the Lima integration real or rumor? When, if real? I have no idea what the Lima integration is. Sorry. Back to you, Mary.
Okay, great. I'll take the next few. All right. Will you address the price drops and reassure investors that you do actually care? There's a lot of nonsense from one person in particular that the hot token and price doesn't matter. The whole of Holochain wouldn't exist without our investments. I agree. The whole of Holochain would not exist without our hot holders. This is a ridiculous question in my view. The the hot matters significantly to Holo. Holo fuel matters significantly to Holo. This, as Alistair just said, is the underpinning of the currency that is backed by hosting. So it does matter. The thing about price drops right now, the market's in chaos. Yes, there are people talking about things, but we're not the only ones dealing with the sort of chaos that we're in. I'm not sure who exactly is being pointed to as some one person, but I can tell you there's another one person in the news a lot right now that is wreaking havoc with every single market out there. I would say that what we're doing right now by delivering on results, delivering on hosting that actually can be used by the folks building products and enabling something that makes hosting usable so that we're having customers take on real cloud hosting, that is the fundamental reality that's necessary for HOT. That is the fundamental reality that's necessary for Holo Fuel. And this is what we're doing now, and we're delivering on it today. We're delivering a live network with people using it. That's what mattered from the beginning. It's what's going to matter today, and it's going to be what matters in the future. Next, when do you plan to list the HOT token on US exchanges? If this is not yet determined, can you share whether any steps have already been taken toward this goal, and if so, specific actions? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to keep going on that. Yes, we are planning, and we are not the ones in control of those decisions or those timelines. We are in action, and that is what we've shared. That's all that we're going to share, and we will let people know when there is other news that we can share beyond that. We know that this is important and that it's something people are interested in, and therefore we're making it a priority, but it doesn't mean that we can give details, and it doesn't mean that we can make the decision all by ourselves. There's a lot of delays that get involved with this, and it's not on our part on this. So that's where things stand. When do you plan to list the hot token on a US exchange? Same, we keep getting the same question. I'm going to say that's answered now. Here's another version of it. What is happening with US exchanges? Please answer specific reasons for delays as it's ridiculously long now. Guys, US exchanges are driven by what's happening in US policy. We don't control that. We don't control the timelines around this. We can't. And so our answer is still the same. It's important to us. We're working on it. And it's up to basically the powers that be in the US and the companies in the US. So this question is asked and answered, and every time it comes in, it's going to be answered the same way until we have a different news. And at that point, we'll let you know. I really don't mean to be dismissive on this to anybody. I understand it's important. I understand why it's important to the folks who are in the US and the folks who are not in the US. And this is just all I can say about it until something shifts. I think that's the last one here. I'm going to hand back to you, Alistair.
Sure. Thanks, Mary. Okay, so moving on. So for long-term hot holders, what assurances can you give that the token will retain value as the project transitions to Allograph and eventually Holofuel? I think firstly, right now we are taking hot as preferred payment for workloads on the Allograph network, and and as per the conversation previously, there's the work being done to list hot on a US exchange, and the work that we're doing to get hot onto L2. So we are taking steps to to increase the utility of hot as a token, and with the eventual transition to Holofuel, the plan remains the same, that hot will be or the primary reserve currency potentially for Holofuel. So it will always have, in our view right now, we think it will always have a role in the Holofuel ecosystem. Moving on, what is Holo doing to actively increase hot utility? Can it be used as part of the unit accounting? So I think I answered the question about hot utility and as has Mary, about L2s and US exchanges. I don't really know about unit accounting per se. There's a couple of different ways to interpret that. As I said earlier, to us, it's a reserve currency for Holofuel.
Great. Moving on. Can one develop a functional social media app hosted on HoloHost? Meaning, is this possible at this moment in time or later down the line? Well, Hum's actually proving that out right now. Hum is a social media app. They're a blog post. They're a microblogging or a blog post application. That is social media. That is the ultimate in people, delivering on content in a social context online. And they're doing it on a hosted app, and it's hosted on Holo. I think there's another question that's down the line that I saw, which is, what's a great, can people build on Holochain right now? What version of Holochain? I haven't read where the question is, but I saw it earlier when I was just doing a quick read through. And I want to kind of bring that one up into this one as well, because we're building, like, various customers and are currently building on the version of Holochain that is stable today, which is a 4.x version 04x. But what we are also doing is testing in the latest version of 0.5, and that is super important stability and that Holochain team has been working on, and we're very excited to be moving projects onto that version of Holochain. Next question's really fun. Great. Will you please introduce Nathan, the community manager, properly and dispel these rumors of him being someone else? Okay, I just want to say that I have not been paying attention to anything going on about rumors about Nathan being somebody else or Nathan not being somebody that we know as the community manager or anything else. Nathan, great, you're coming online. Why don't you unmute so we can all see you and talk to me?
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I'm Nathan. And I'm Nathan. I'm one person. I've been around for a few years here now, and indeed, there's some fun rumors going around that I'm maybe someone else, which is not the case. I'm here. I've been here. I'm happily make this appearance, but I'm also running a bit the live stream on the background here as always. So I hope we can put those rumors to rest. There is no need to bring those up. It's damaging, and it just comes from a certain direction. So let's hope we can clear it up. Hesu is here, so Hesu is in chat. I see Tony, you asked. Um, I hope we can address this now.
Okay, great. Well, thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you, Nathan, for coming on and dispelling a silly rumor. Okay, let's keep going down the questions. Where are we? Okay, I guess it's back to you, Alistair.
Sorry, it was a funny question. It was good to see Nathan on the live stream. Okay, so is the load time of Hive Hum Earth representative of the speed we can expect because it's very slow? So I think this is a great example of a good reason for the demonstration of why we're excited about the transition from Holo Legacy to Holo Allograph. I think in probably the most recent blog post, we have a small GIF which puts the two side by side and demonstrates the increase in load time. So it is Hum Hive as currently deployed is on the legacy network. It is running, it is slow, and in our demos and tests on Holo Allograph, we're looking at 5x increase. So excited about that.
Super cool. Hey, everybody. Someone else wanted to be on the live stream. This is Lumi. She was asking to come up and tell everybody that she's real too. So say hello. It's great. Sorry. The real, not real question and like all this. Very strange. So let's see. Any idea when Holo hosting accrued Holo fuel from the alpha testing will be released to Holoport owners? Well, everything related to Holo fuel being released and everything just really depends on the time frame for which we integrate with Unit back into Holo. Right now, that's not at the stage that Unit's ready for. It's not at the stage that Holo's ready for. So that's something that will be coming in the future, and we don't really have a date on that. You'll notice that's actually not listed currently in our product roadmap, and it's not because it's not important to us. It's because we really didn't know when we first created the roadmap what the sort of progress path for Unit would be. We'll be doing more to coordinate with all of that in coming months and with Unit as they move through future testing, and then we identify the right moment and we'll put that in a later point. Great. When and where can longtime Holo advocates and enthusiasts apply for grants, accelerators, or other funding? You know, that's not something we are making available right now. There are other places. I haven't done my homework recently. Maybe we can get somebody to like put a list together and just share it out on socials. But there are other funding grants and general things that are available from time to time in the Web3 spaces that are really just about getting distributed applications and integrations done. And I think that's a really great way to look at it. We've shown in the past that Holochain is very integratable with other ERC20 projects or Ethereum-based projects, and I think that's really important. And that's a way that people can apply for grants in spaces that are there available with other projects. Great, back to you.
Oh, sure. Just thinking out loud, isn't this the right moment to promote Holochain and HOT as an IOU that could be swapped for Holofuel VZ, which will be backed by multiple deep-in ecosystems that value track production? Maybe I'm not personally sure I'm the right person to say when is the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Alistair, I think this is the same thing, right? I was just talking about around Holofuel being available, I mean, and being integrated. There's a whole process by which we're going to be going and working with Unit to coordinate, integrate, look at how that's going to come to fruition. We are clear about what our needs are on the network basis, and this question gets a lot into the architecture of what is Unit doing, and that's really difficult for Holo to answer from only our perspective. And so this is going to be the kind of thing we'll have to talk about more in a partnered way with Unit at a later date. Okay, great. I'll take the next one. What version? Oh no, I did already. This is what version of Holochain is needed for Holo to deliver working products? We're delivering Holochain is working to deliver products right now. As you all know, there are products that are delivering. Some of them are at the level of demo, some of them are at the level of being used by customers. That's really great. And that's in current versions of Holochain, sorry. When will it still be required to have a Holoport to utilize unit initially? That is not something we can answer. Holoport, I don't know what a Holoport has to do exactly with unit. Holo is using Holoports to deliver hosting. That's what Holoports are for.
Shall I move on to the next question? Okay, so I think this is the last question. When will we as hosts be able to make some return in our investment and start making some money? So the simple answer is when your Holoport is randomly selected for a customer deployment. And that is exactly why, as we've been saying before, job one for us is increasing demand and making sure that there is more demand and more hosts can make a return on their investment, because that is our priority.
Yep. Yep, well said. I think this is a good set of questions we got from the community today. Thank you, everybody, for being on the live stream. I think we're going to wrap up. There's going to be lots of things that we're putting out. If you haven't had a chance to read the latest blog, it goes into a lot more detail about the deliveries that we did in Q1. And we're really excited to be fully in progress on our work for Q2. So thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time. In case I'm still live, the plant behind me is not real.
But it's solid, right? It's as in,
Oh yeah,
it's
it
a real
exists.
fake one.
It does exist. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that one.